Good morning. We are starting off the week with a potential bounce in the Qs, but we are still in a downtrend. Okay, we lost the 50-day moving average. The 10 and the 20 are trending down, so we are in a pullback, still in pullback territory. So I am not going to enter much tech related unless it belongs to one of the star sectors that I'm watching, which I'm going to talk a bit later about it. So semis. So we are still in the downtrend. I mentioned last week about this potential bull trap, and it was a bull trap. It pulled back. So uh, again, I think this sector needs a lot of time. I think right now we are some stuff is trying to hold the 50 days. Some stocks are trying to hold the 200-day moving average, but it needs time. It has to they have to put bases. They have to go sideways, demonstrate interest in the market, and right now it's not a good time. So we have to wait. There could be a V-shaped recovery. You never know, but there's nothing strong enough. In general terms, it's very very weak. So the sector that was holding the Qs is very weak. So that's dragging down the Qs. So what else do we have? Software. Software had a nice rally here in this IGV index. Another rally here now against the 200 and sustained by the 50-day moving average. So if it goes beyond this point, we could have more interest in the sector. There are some things that I'm watching, but I don't think for today. I think some of this stuff needs a bit of time. Biotech and pharma and healthcare. So we had this bounce on Friday, but it was looking ugly. Really, it was like it was. It seemed like it was going to pull down to the 50-day moving average and held on Friday. But the 10 is trending down, the 20 is going sideways. So it may need a few days to recover. But that said, you never know. There could be a bounce here. So I'm watching several names, especially in the oncology and immunology sector. There are so many names that are still strong. So there could be some opportunities there. Small caps in a very tight range, holding the 50-day, try to put a high or low. Let's see if it moves from here. But in general terms, we are sideways, so we lost momentum. So if it starts to move up and goes past beyond about this point, we could be bullish again. The SPY holding, but yeah, same situation. We are sideways. If we move above this point, yes, we could be bullish again. What else do we have to mention? So the consumer sectors are breaking out of bases, moving up. There are some stocks that are interesting, but in general terms, it's a sector that doesn't, at least for me personally, doesn't give me a lot of opportunities. But yeah, there could be a few things. What else do we have? Healthcare, of course, and insurance, one of the strongest sectors right now. So I'm watching a few names. Again, it's not the super, like the most interesting sector to watch, but there are a few things that could be moving. Okay, so let's see the list for today. I have RLAY, relay, excuse my English spelling. In the oncology and immunology, there are a few more billion also. So RLA. So if it breaks, about 2022, 2025, around that area. I would like to see a bit more compression here, but it had a very nice rally. It's close to this base, close to the 50-day moving average. So it's one of the most interesting for today. Billion. I try to buy it here, and I closed when the index was weak, and then I tried to buy it or I bought it actually on Friday, but I didn't like the market. So I said, no, I'm going to re-enter next week. If it breaks, hopefully it puts a few small candles, but if it breaks, this area could accelerate because we are in the all-time highs for this young company in the stock exchange. So if it goes past, beyond this point, it could accelerate. So I'll be watching. I'm not going to expect for a perfect setup. Chimera for today. This one lost a bit of momentum here, but I think still it is still interesting. So let's see if it puts a more decent setup. But yeah, it could start moving past beyond this point. For now, it's zero, so nothing in the pre-market. So let's see how it behaves today. There was another one, ABBX, this French stock, which gapped up a couple of weeks ago, and now it seems like it put a nice setup against the 10-day moving average. So let's see if it moves above the 139, 140. It could be interesting. There's so much volume behind, so let's see if they add them to make another move. And final resistance here around 148, 149. FTRE, this is more liquid, not much to mention. I really like the setup, but it's not something great. What else do we have? In fintech, we have Navan. Not the best setup, but I like it. I think it has potential above this point. And this is one of the strongest sectors right now, fintech. There are so many names. But yeah, this is the, I think, the strongest and best looking right now. We had Dave also, but yeah, there's nothing yet to mention. And then we have Datadog in the cybersecurity sector, which is right now the star in the tech sector. This is like not holding, but actually moving with a lot of momentum, a lot of strength. I traded several of these names, and now waiting for more opportunities past this point. Let's see if Datadog is the first one to move, or CrowdStrike. I mean, it could move. It could move today from here, but I don't love the sector, the setup. I'm going to be watching. It's not impossible that this is sort of like a sort of tightness, and we have this 210 level that is acting as resistance. So it's possible that it may try to, but I would like to see a few more days of sideways action before. Before attempting to buy, but I'll be watching because this is one of the strongest. So it could try to move from here. So back to Datadog, yeah, I really like it for this week. Today or tomorrow, you could make an atom to continue moving up. And Neo also in oncology and medical devices for diagnosis. So yeah, another one putting a tight range. It's a bit more liquid. 35 is kind of in the limit for my interest in this sector. Anything like biotech or pharma or anything, I like to see. Yeah, 40 million per day. I don't like anything illiquid, in this sector because of the risks of gap downs. Okay, so tech pulling back. Let's see if there is a bounce, but I don't trust it. Below the 50-day, and unless the 10-day moving average starts to move up, I will be very, very selective, limited for now to cybersecurity and some software names, and then be very, very selective with an eye in biotech because it's the other sector that is moving up the most right now. All right, so that's it for today. Be careful. We are in a pullback, so be very, very selective. All right, thanks for watching.